Hello Broggle Middle School, my name is Sarah and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play an awesome card game called BS. The first thing to do is to remove the joker cards because we don't need these in the game. You just need a set of 52 cards. The next thing you need to play this game is at least 2 friends. So now we are going to deal out the deck until we have no cards left and every person has a pile in front of them. Now everybody gets to pick up their cards and look through them. The best thing to do is to organize your cards in order of number, not in order of suit. So here are all my cards in number order. Aces are low, king is high. So once everybody has their cards in order, you're going to start the game by picking somebody to go first. In this case, I'm going to go first. So for my turn, I'm going to say I have 1 ace and I'm going to put it flat on the table. Then the next person is going to go and they're going to say how many 2s they have. And she has 2s.
I have 1 2.
So if I think she's lying, I'm going to call BS. So in this case, I would say BS. And now I flip it over and she was lying. So now this card goes back in her hand. Now she had to play card because she didn't have a 2 in her hand. When it comes to your turn and the number that's called is not the number that you have in your hand, you are forced to lie. So when you're forced to lie and someone calls BS and you flip it over and it's not the card that you had originally said that you were putting down, then you have to pick up not only the card that you lied about, but all of the cards underneath and put them back in your hand. So now it's player 3's turn and they put down 2 3s. Now let's say that I look in my hand and I'm thinking, I don't think that he has 2 3s, so I'm going to call it BS. But I flip over the cards, and it's actually 2 3s. This means that I now have to pick up these cards, and it's my turn, and I have to do 4s. So then the game continues, and you keep adding cards to the pile, saying in numerical order. So like I have 1 4, I have 3 5s, I have 1 6, and so on, until someone calls BS. If they're right, then the person who put down the card and lied picks them up. If they're wrong and the person was telling the truth, then they have to pick it up. So there's a little bit of a risk. The goal of the game is to be the first person to run out of cards, so you don't want cards in this game. So once you run out of cards, then there's a winner. Now, here are a couple little strategic tricks that might help you win. So let's say that it's my turn and I have 1 3, but I see that Jada is running out of cards really fast. So I'm gonna say, I have 1 3, but I'm gonna sneak a couple cards underneath there and put it down very carefully so that people can't tell that there's more cards underneath. Then nobody's likely to call BS because I said I only had 1 3, and I do. So then they won't really know if you're telling the truth or lying, but you get rid of a few extra cards in the process. But still, if someone catches you putting down more cards than you say, they can call BS and you were lying, so then you would have to pick up the deck. So there is risks involved, but that is just a little strategic trick that I like to use when my friends are not suspecting it. So this is a really fun game where you get to look at each other and figure out their poker face and see who's lying, who's telling the truth, and there's lots of risk involved. If the pile gets really big, it gets really intense and suspenseful, and there can be a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to play the game BS, and I hope you play it with all your friends.